What do you have for your extra point taken today, Benjamin?
My extra point taken is a summation. It is a nail in the coffin. It is the dot at the end of the sentence. Ooh. It is an I dotted and a T crossed. Right, we're just finishing a job we've been doing for a long time. If you're a 100%er, if you're a completist, like Sheil said, you don't even have to listen because you've already heard this plenty of times before. You know it's coming. You know what it is. But we have to do it. We have to bookend the end of the Zach Wilson starting quarterback of the New York Jets era.
Oh.
Zach Wilson in just what is a shocking development, just a stunner, is not the quarterback for the Jets. He's been benched for Tim Boyle, who is signed as QB3 because he's Aaron Rodgers' buddy. Okay. Tim Boyle, quarterback at UConn, who had more interceptions than touchdowns. Tim Boyle, who just can't play, who's QB3 because he's Aaron Rodgers' buddy. He will now start. Trevor Simeon, who was signed mid-season, will be the backup, and Zach Wilson will be QB3. Robert Saleh, when asked about could the Jets have done anything different in quarterback evaluation in their draft process back when they took Zach Wilson, so obviously they went 2 overall, Trey Lance went 3, Justin Fields went 9, and Mac Jones went 15. Saleh said, I've got my thoughts. I've got a list of stuff. I've shared them with Joe Douglas, but we're not going to talk about that here, which is just a hilarious way of being like, yeah, I've been starting this guy for the last 2 seasons, but also in 2021, I would have been right. By the way, I had some ideas that Joe maybe shouldn't have listened to. Just awesome retconning. We would have never drafted Zach Wilson if I were more involved. It's excellent work. The take here, it's not like it's like a new take. It's not like it's like, it's coming on. It's just to say, we, as you and I on this pod, have to acknowledge that this is exactly where we've landed. Not to be like, oh, wow, we're right. Not to be like, oh, victory dance on Zach Wilson's career and he got benched by the Jets again. But just to simply say, like, this is what we're talking about. Like there's so many times where like a quarterback is in the midst of like a good 2 or 3 game stretch, like the Bailey Zappi stretch, the Tyson Bagent stretch. There's always these life cycles of these backup quarterbacks. There's always these stretches where coaches act like we're all crazy for looking at a quarterback being like, this is clearly not it. And this is always where we land. So we land with him being unable to do anything against the Bills, losing by multiple scores, being replaced by Tim Boyle, and then the team being listless. This is the reality of things. And so the Zach Wilson Jets era will teach us a lot, and it's a total mess, and there's 10,000 things, and who knows how, Saleh holds on to his job, doesn't, Joe Douglas holds on to his job, doesn't, Aaron Rodgers comes back. I have no comment on all that at this time. It's just to say, yeah, this was always what was going to happen. And the fact that we pretended otherwise and acted as if anything else could have happened is frustrating and maddening. It was maddening then, and it's maddening now. Congrats on throwing away the great defensive season, New York Jets.
And a reminder that the Aaron Rodgers injury happened in the first quarter of week 1. If you are a Jets fan, how do you stomach watching Joshua Dobbs join the Minnesota Vikings and go in there without having learned to play and play like he's playing, and you're sticking with Zach Wilson, and you're waiting? You know what? If you're a Jets season ticket holder, they should give you your money back. They wasted they were not serious. They were not serious this year. They should give refunds to you. They were not serious about fielding a team. Think about the organizations in your head. Think about an organization you think is a good organization. You think Howie Roseman in that situation is sticking with Zach Wilson? He would have searched. He would have made any trade he could to bring someone. The 49ers. You think Kyle Shanahan with this supporting cast, if he didn't have a quarterback who he liked, they would just sit on their hands? They all knew the guy couldn't play. They traded for Aaron Rodgers because they knew he couldn't play.
Right.
And then when you have to adjust on the fly and make a decision, you do nothing and you throw your entire season away. You waste the time of players like Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and Quinnen Williams and CJ Mosley and Quincy Williams and Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. I'm naming a lot of freaking good players on this team because there's a lot of good players. There's more. I didn't even get to all of the players. You wasted wasted their time. You wasted a season of their professional career. The NFL is short. One of these guys is going to get injured next year and probably have their career totally altered. And 10 years from now, they're going to be telling their kids, you know what? I can't believe those guys wasted my time with that quarterback. And you're right. I'm not here to like Zach Wilson is down low. This isn't even like a Zach Wilson take.
Right.
It's just so annoying. And I'm not even a Jets fan. Like if you were a Jets fan, I can't even imagine how you would feel that they are wasting your time like this. You look forward to 17 Sundays, Mondays, or Thursdays in the fall and the winter, in the offseason. You read up on free agency and the draft. Your family members' birthdays, you buy them jerseys and hoodies, and you give them your money and your time, and they don't take you seriously. They don't respect you enough to even make a move, and they just stick this guy out there, and then all of a sudden, in week 11, they say, he's the third stringer. We just figured it out just last week that he couldn't play, so now he's third string.
Firstly, incredible performance. Round of applause. It was amazing. I like how I walked into that so determined not to get upset and frustrated, and then I did by the end. And then I watched you go through the exact same process in your response, because this is the sort of thing where like for you and I, just the proximity to it, the being in every single week and seeing how other teams, is like you brought about Howard Roseman, Kyle Shanahan. That's what's so frustrating. Is like, you didn't have to do this to the fans. You also didn't have to do this to Zach, which the NFL is big boy football. He walked in, you gave him a shot, you changed the coordinator and you try to develop him. It didn't work. Move on and go. And you didn't have to do this where it would be again, him being just like the clear reason they can't move the ball at all times, wasting a great defense. And being under the sort of criticism that he gets from people like you. You didn't have to do this. You could have just got Jacoby Brissett in there and been perfectly reasonable and perfectly fine. Like, this is the NFL. You got to move on from guys when they can't play. You got to go. You don't get 10 years general manager, 10 years head coach to figure it out. You have to make moves. And it's not good organizational process, and it hurts everybody.
No.
And that blows. No. And it has blown the entire time they've been doing it. And it's been clear. And now Tim Boyle's playing on national television on Black Friday. And why I have to watch that game. And we have to record after that game. Tim Boyle. Man, it's nothing about it that don't stink.